Whilst on my quest to finding out life's long and unanswered question, the meaning of life, I stumbled upon an exhibition which served as a missing puzzle to this daunting question. I was smitten by a portrait which read, "Here lies the toilet paper, a superhero of the bathroom, and a friend in a tough room." For years, the toilet paper has been praised for its potency in solving multiple issues such as discrimination, lack of a friendly neighbor, tension between pot and man. But as of lately, toilet paper has managed to spark a wavering controversy amongst its users. A vast number of people have reported to the press over the ongoing issues relating to toilet paper usage. Toilet papers, as you may or may not know, have become increasingly difficult to roll, with stats from articles such as The Fruit Cave hinting to us the increased rate of people seeking for help regarding toilet paper issues. One bystander complained that every time he bought a new toilet paper, there seemed to be no indication of where the first sheet started. Another bystander complained that he arrived late for work due to spending multiple hours trying to roll up a toilet paper. These matters became a huge debate between toilet paper users who roll over and users who unroll under, even sparking a religious debate on which was more morally correct. Toilet papers had become villains. No animal nor human could freely wipe. Reports showed that the levels of social anxiety had reached its peak, as many people were afraid to go outside with chocolate stains and crusty upper lips. Protesters complained that the government spent all their tax money on creating artificial gadgets whilst being unable to solve day-to-day problems. Dear sir, I don't find these pessimistic issues quite amusing. We, the people, demand a cleaner and safer environment immediately. With many devastating remarks made by onlookers, we, the scientists, had decided to bring justice to this long-running hot pot of water. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you I met up with devoted pilgrim and former bath salts user, Flint Albertson. My understanding of Mr. Albertson was unlike any I'd imagined. I even wrote a memoir dedicated to my experience with him. Flint Albertson explained to me that the reason most toilet papers were inaccessible would be because toilet papers don't have written manuals. If they were to per se have written manuals, users would know the direct rolling pattern in which they should use them.
This is indeed a political discussion. The main reason why governments don't allow toilet paper manuals will be because they want to keep you in this certain time loop, a certain state of mind. We can't be brainwashed by higher power. I spoke to one of my clients yesterday, Phil Russell, about the Matrix and how patterns such as meditation can help combat the idea of living in a morally wrong society.
My initial plan was to sneak into the toilet paper manufacturing factories while posing as one of their employees, and once I found the unorthodox practices, I'd expose the business with enough evidence to prove my case. But once my plan was denounced by Mr. Albertson, I had to find a more legal way to challenge the toilet paper factories. He advised me to create a toilet paper charity store separate from other stores in order to specifically attract toilet paper users. By doing so, we'd create free manual toilet papers which would disclose the enormous swindling done by huge markets. To cover up the costs and expenses of creating and therefore distributing the toilet papers, we started by creating a fundraiser which was dubbed the Kuduma. It was intended to gain money from supporters who'd suffered from similar incidences, which in return would grant them free toilet papers. After our store had finally been complete, I knew that the only way it would get attraction would be by creating an eye-catching ad campaign. So I reached out to an old buddy of mine named Dr. Albert Dulamo.
You centralizers of power, you worshippers of Gaia, you sacrificers of the wealth and property of others, you would-be planetary saviors.
I'm tired of constantly having to call the wife over to help me unwrap these toilet papers. At this point, I'll have to start using my own newspaper.
To deny one's necessities is to deny oneself, and to deny oneself is to give freedom to self-loathing. Break free from self-loathing today and order the manual toilet paper 3000. It's literally free.
This was the perfect ad campaign. With Dr. Dulamo's amazing voice acting, I knew that we would be a massive hit. In less than a week, we had dozens of people flooding into our store to grab a free manual toilet paper. Our plan was a success, and our store started to make headlines all around the globe. Countless people started to make reviews, most of which were positive. We even had merchandise on every street. I was more astonished when the president himself promoted our business. Thanks to the brilliant mind of Flint Albertson and the amazing voice acting by Dr. Albert Dulamo, many people started using toilet papers again.
Kiss me goodnight, Sergeant Major. Put me in my little wooden bed. We all love you, Sergeant Major. And we shouted to your mother, show a leg.